because it's something that I incorporate into lots of things in my life, whether it is mental or physical, including my artwork and stuff like that. It just made perfect sense. And love made sense to go with harmony because, again, it's something that I incorporate into my life, but it's also something that I feel kind of fuels my passion for what I do. So.
That's my niece's name, Harmony.
It's a good name.
Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? Tell me a bit more about your self-help program.
My current self-help program is called How to Walk Away from Being a Victim to Your Own Mind. And basically, I wanted to fill in a void in the market, kind of, so to speak, with self-help, because I think there's an awful lot of self-help out there, and there's an awful lot of life coaches out there, but a lot of it, and not to say that it's a bad thing, but a lot of it really does rely on somebody else coming in and walking you through exactly what you have to do to kind of fix or heal your life. So I wanted to put a program together where people could take basic information but apply it to their lives themselves, how they saw fit, rather than somebody telling them how to do it. Because in my personal experience, I would imagine in yours and most people's as well, it's when you do things for yourself and when you learn things for yourself that you feel the most spiritual growth and the most mental growth. So it was important for me that the program was designed in a way that people could help themselves to feel more whole and more complete.
Yeah, I like those in segments as well, so you could just like...
You have a copy
purchase,
of it, don't you?
Yeah, I've started it. It's really, really good. I like this in segments, so you could just purchase a certain segment if you didn't want like the whole thing.
I did that because I thought price-wise you can either buy it as the whole program or you can buy it as individual programs, and it's 9 individual segments, so you could kind of set it as a goal for yourself to achieve it over a year, and just purchase one every now and then. But also there will be people that just want to come at it from love and acceptance, or building strong relationships, or grounding themselves, or that type of thing. Those are names of certain segments. So I liked the idea that they were written in a way where you didn't have to have purchased the entire program to actually buy a segment and just work on that aspect of yourself.
I like your welcome pack as well. That's a really good idea, because you sort of actually talked quite in depth like about yourself, whereas I find some self-help books, they sort of like skim over their own personal like stories.
Yeah,
if
I
that
think
makes
it
sense.
is one of those things where, especially in the self-help community and life coach or spiritual guru community, people like to only show their idea of what's perfect. It's kind of like, who's going to follow me and my ideas if I show that I also have flaws?
Yeah, it's like
But to me, nobody is born perfect. Obviously, I certainly wasn't. I've made many mistakes and I've been through some absolute crap, but that's how I got to where I am. And I think that people relate. If you're honest and you talk about what's happened in your past, people can relate to that, and it makes you more genuine in my eyes. It makes people feel that they can trust you and they can be themselves with you.
Yeah, definitely. How did your life change, or how has your life changed since launching like your Harmony Love website and like the self-help program?
I feel absolutely amazing. It's strange because it all happened so quickly. It was something that I'd been thinking about for years, especially the programs, but the idea was just so daunting. There would be so much work and I wouldn't have a clue where to start. And I literally just got this boost of energy and just felt like now was exactly the right time to do it. And I did, and it just all happened so quickly and everything just fit so perfectly in place. And I just feel absolutely amazing. I feel just completely filled to the brim with, I don't know, I can't even explain it, just with the confidence in my own abilities and myself. And that's something that I think everybody should feel, because it's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it all seems to happen really quick, especially when we like talk like occasionally, like on Facebook and text and stuff, and then like suddenly you had all this stuff and I was like, oh my god, and the website is really cool. I really like the website.
It's one of those things that, like, yeah, I could say I've been planning it for months and months and months and it's been a big secret. It hasn't. Like, I really did kind of decide now's the right time, I've got to do it now. And it was one of those things where I told my partner that I can't stop doing this till it's finished. I have to do this till it's finished.
See, that's so good though. You're one of those people who can just do it and just get it all done.
I'm not. I'm definitely not. But I pushed myself. And I mean, on Christmas Day, I was still finishing off my program because it wasn't finished and it had to be finished. And it wasn't like a chore in any way. It made me feel amazing. I wanted it to be done, and it had to be done. So like all through the holidays I was working on it, but I feel so good for it, and felt so good for it at the time.
But it just looks so professional though. Like even the website stuff, it looks really, really cool. Like I wouldn't be able to do that.
I
really
got
good.
some help actually. My friend Annika Garrett, who is on YouTube also.
Oh yay, Annika.
She designed my banner on my website.
I'm getting her to design my YouTube
and she designed
stuff.
the one for YouTube and the one for Facebook for me. She's really, really good, and she's now offering that as part of her website, I believe. So
yeah, I've seen that. I'm getting it done.
Yeah, she's really good.
I'm getting it done because she's good at like does Photoshop and stuff.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
No, I don't have a clue how she manages to do it, but it's magical.
Yay, I'm getting it done. What are your plans like for the future then?
Ooh, that's a bit of a secret. I'm working on a lot of stuff at the moment. The different kind of segments and offcuts from my website is I have my teaching videos, which you see on YouTube, and then I also have kind of an interview series called Speaking with Harmony, which is basically where normal people, my viewers, can contact me, ask to be part of it. You don't have, there's no requirements to be part of it, besides being over the age of 18, and if you are under the age of 18, I would like parents' permission to say that they don't mind, purely because I wouldn't want a really good interview that had to be taken off because you didn't ask your parents. But basically the idea of that is that people can ask me questions, because obviously my videos are coming from my perspective, and a lot of the time I won't consider what other people are thinking or what other people want to say, and I don't want to end up doing loads of videos on the same topic to answer more questions. So I thought, coming from a viewer's point of view and asking questions, that would be really good, because that can answer questions from the majority that I might not necessarily think of. So that's the series that I'm doing. I'm also doing tarot readings on my website. I'm selling paintings on my website. What else am I doing?
Oh God, so much stuff.
I know. And my programs, obviously, on my website. And there's a couple of different programs on my website. There's the self-help, the main self-help one, and there's some Wicca ones at the moment as well, but a lot smaller, kind of individual segments.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. I'm checking those out. The circle casting one looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to check that out.
I'm working at the moment on developing kind of a new series for my YouTube channel, which will be kind of my circle of friends, and kind of coming into our lives more to see what we are like on a day-to-day basis, and also how we kind of apply these things that I'm teaching to our everyday life, because I think when you watch these videos it can kind of seem very far out of reality, and you don't necessarily, you can kind of agree with a video or disagree but not really know how to apply it to your everyday life. So that's something that I'm working on, but there is lots of other stuff, but until it happens I want to keep it secret.
That's exciting though. This feels like a, I don't know, exclusive, like celebrity exclusive. I'm glad that it was here first. Are you still planning on pursuing your career in like makeup artistry and like your Sparkle Bomb makeup channel?
That's something that I'm doing alongside at the same time. This is definitely what I want to do, and I know that this is what I want to do, but at the same time, being a passion, it's not necessarily something that's going to make tons of money and something I'd be able to live off. And I'm fine with that because I love doing what I'm doing. It's just fun for me. But at the same time, obviously, just like everybody else, I have bills to pay and stuff, so it makes sense to go and do the two at the same time.
So are you going to start posting videos again on your Sparkle Bomb channel?
I do intend to, yeah.
Who or what has been like your inspiration for this whole change, I guess? I don't know how you describe it.
I've had a couple, really. I mean, obviously Flora. From Charming Pixie Flora Peterson. She's one of my good friends, and she inspired me for years to kind of be myself and to do things in my own way rather than follow a particular path. And then just recently, well, not just recently, she's been inspiring me. Lots of people do inspire me, but just recently, in particular, my friend Joanna DeVoe, who also has her own online business, I took one of her programs, and that really inspired me to sort of kick me up the bum and make me realise that I could do what I wanted to do if I just knuckled down and did it. And I won't go into too much detail about her program because obviously you have to buy it to use it. But what she said in her program and what she did in that particular segment of her program, or module as she calls it, I think, that really helped me kind of move forwards and get unstuck and create mine.
So do you have any sort of like tips or idea or like help or advice for anyone that sort of wants to sort of try and do something similar to you maybe in the future? Or
I guess be aware of what you're focusing on. I think a lot of the time people focus on resistance without even realising that they're doing it, and if you focus on resistance, resistance is what you create in your everyday life, it's what you create in your reality. So if you focus on wanting to achieve and you focus on success rather than what you're not currently achieving and what you're not currently succeeding in, then it just happens. And that's how I found it. It just, as soon as I started focusing on what I was achieving rather than what I wasn't achieving, it just happened.
Is it like one of those like light bulb moments, like epiphany?
Yeah,
sort of?
it was crazy. And then as soon as you do it, you can't believe that you haven't been doing it this entire time.
So I feel really inspired actually. I was going to say that to you, I haven't said it yet. But no, like I was literally like, especially I think because it's a new year as well, but especially because you've been like really like, I don't know, like really like inspirational, like with all the things that you managed to accomplish in such a short space of time. It's made me want to really sort of focus and actually do the things that I want to do and stop putting it off.
It's all about focus, and I think that when you hear focus, sometimes it sounds so daunting and it sounds like loads and loads of work and you just think, no, I don't want to do that. But actually focusing is like the easiest thing in the universe to do. All you have to do is think about it and it happens.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, if you're focusing in the right direction, you can't really stop yourself. Everything else just seems to flow. There was times where I was writing my program where like I knew what I wanted my individual segments to be about and I knew what order I wanted them to be in, and I had kind of bullet points I wanted to touch on within that segment, and then there was times where I literally just put my fingers on the keyboard, and so it wasn't even me writing it.
It's like that
it was
automatic
just coming out.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
It was just literally coming out, and I just thought, ooh, you know, and it was so much easier than I thought it was going to be.
So how long did it take you to like write the like program? Like what sort
The
of?
full program, the welcome pack, and the 9 segments, 4 days.
That's amazing. Most people are like, yeah, it took me a year.
But I mean,
it was so good.
It was years and years
in the making, yeah.
Yeah, studying everything beforehand, but as soon as I cracked onto it, I was just like, I know this stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah, 4 days.
That's amazing. The last question is, like, what are your, like, New Year's resolutions or like intentions? Because I don't really like the word resolution.
No, I don't either. I like intentions better. Well, I have an intentions jar on my altar and it's just full.
I made one as well. I think I saw yours.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'm going to make one.
I love it. I absolutely love it because even when you're not kind of concentrating on it subconsciously, I still see it every day, so it's still kind of putting them into my head. But my main intentions for this year are really to focus and to achieve anything that I feel is within my reach to achieve, and to not kind of, I don't know how to say it, to not limit my beliefs. So I want to achieve whatever I believe I can achieve, but at the same time I don't want to limit myself in any way, so really I can achieve anything.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I'm looking at things.
Oh, well, thank you very much for this interview. It was really good, and I probably went off topic a bit, but that's always the best ones. But all of Harmony's links, like to her website and her YouTube channel and her Facebook page, will be in the description bar, so go and check it out if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Bye.